Please remember to post a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can always get my latest travel videos. Welcome back to Quito. I hope you enjoyed my last video of Quito, and hope you enjoy this one. This beautiful space with luscious vegetation is Independence Square in Quito. This is the main palace in Quito, Ecuador. And it is an operational palace. You can see the ceremonial guards. Beautiful palace. And that is the flag of Ecuador. Now, the #1 tourist attraction in Ecuador is the Galapagos Islands, which is part of Ecuador. And it's on many people's bucket lists, including mine. But the Galapagos Islands needs to be experienced firsthand, in person. It's best that way. It's not really done through a travel video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you get to the Galapagos Islands and the complications and the hurdles that you'll have to go through if you want to go there from Quito. So I hope you enjoy that. It's coming up next.
How to get to the Galapagos Islands. These islands that you see on this map are the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands are a group of islands located 560 miles off the coast of Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands are owned and protected by Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands gets their name from the species of giant tortoises which were found on many of the islands there. The Galapagos are famous for the large number of animal species found only on the islands. To get to the Galapagos Islands, you need to start from the airport in Quito.
Good news is Quito Airport is one of the most charming and convenient airports you'll ever see in Latin America. It's a real gem. The airport is very small and very convenient, with a very efficient, clean, well-lit food court. And the food court is not crowded anywhere. It's a rarity amongst airports, so I thought I would give Quito Airport a big thumbs up.
Note that the airlines offer different ticket classes for foreigners and nationals. Make sure that you buy the one for foreigners. These tickets for foreigners are slightly more expensive, but will save you from facing fines or being denied entry if you can't produce an Ecuadorian passport. Please note that many flights from Quito to the Galapagos will have a short stopover in Guayaquil. Once you land in the Galapagos, you will have to pay $10 for a transit card and entrance fees to the Galapagos Islands of $100 per person. These fees are paid at the airport. The islands are strongly protected against invasive species, so expect your luggage to be scanned for animals, plants, or seeds, and on boarding, the overhead bins will be sprayed with insecticide. From Quito, the flight to the islands takes about 3 hours and 35 minutes and costs around $280 to $400 return. Surprisingly, you have two choices of airports on the Galapagos Islands. The two airports are only 89 kilometers apart. You can fly from Quito to San Cristobal Island, airport code SCY. SCY is the bigger airport, and there are many hotels near the airport. You can stay the night and take a boat to Santa Cruz Island. The disadvantage is that it's a 2-hour ferry ride to Santa Cruz Island, costing $35, and the ferry leaves only twice daily at 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. There are smaller speedboats which make this trip, but it's an 80-kilometer trip, and the possibility of seasickness is very high. The better choice is Galapagos Ecologic Airport on Baltra Island, airport code GPS. It is a smaller airport, but only a 10-minute ferry ride to the Galapagos National Park on Santa Cruz, and the ferry only costs $1. There are no hotels on Baltra Island where the airport is located, so you will have to stay on Santa Cruz Island, which is connected to Baltra Island by just a 10-minute ferry ride. Most of the hotels are in Porto Ayora on the south end of Santa Cruz Island, and that's where the tour companies are. It's best to stay for 3 or 4 days so you can plan day trips to other islands. From the airport, you will need to take a 5-minute bus ride to the ferry docks, which will cost $5 US. From there, you can either take a public ferry for $1 or a water taxi for $2. Again, the trip to Santa Cruz takes just 10 minutes. Once you arrive on Santa Cruz, you will have to take a bus or taxi south to your hotel in Porto Ayora. The bus costs $5 but takes 75 minutes and will wait until it's full before leaving. A taxi costs $25 but will only take 45 minutes. In the town of Porto Ayora, you will find reasonably priced hotels and Airbnbs, ranging in price from $80 to $250 per night. These should be booked in advance. If you're renting an Airbnb and are planning to cook your own meals, keep in mind that the prices at the supermarkets will be a little higher than you're used to, with a smaller selection, since the area is isolated and everything has to be brought in by boat. Once you are finally on Santa Cruz, you will want to explore the island. Because of environmental protections, you can only explore the Galapagos accompanied by official tour guides, and you will have to stay fairly close to them at all times and stay on the prescribed path. If you snorkel or dive, the same rules apply. You will need to be with an official tour guide. With the exception of the town, you cannot just wander freely. These rules are in place to protect the animal and plant species that only exist on these islands, whose habitats need to be preserved. Littering is strictly prohibited and fined. A few tips: book your guided tours after you arrive. The tours always have room, and you will pay a lot more if you pre-book online. $40 to $80 is reasonable for a hike, and $50 to $120 is reasonable for a snorkeling excursion. Also, book your tours directly with the tour companies on the island. If you book through your hotel, they will add a commission or surcharge. Please note that there are only bathrooms on the inhabited parts of the islands. In fact, on many of the islands, there are no man-made structures at all. Here are a few interesting facts about the Galapagos Islands. Charles Darwin was in the Galapagos when he came up with his theory of evolution by natural selection. He noticed that finches on different islands had different beaks depending on food source and local conditions. The Galapagos Islands were formed by volcanic activity. There are 13 active volcanoes in the archipelago. The Galapagos Islands are home to the only penguin species found north of the equator. With the lack of light pollution, the Galapagos are a great site for stargazing. Since they are near the equator, you can see the constellations of both the northern and southern hemispheres at the same time. I hope you enjoy the Galapagos.
That's it for my video for today. Please stay tuned for more from Quito, Ecuador, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe, post a like, and hit the notification bell for future videos.